In the bottom left now, in the red, folks. From Canada on the Shopify Rebellion, it's Scarlett. In the upper right, in the blue, he's the best damn hero, best damn Protoss player on planet Earth, folks. For DPG, it's Hero. Any work on Mars helicopters, Beowulf? No, unfortunately, that is not my bag necessarily. I did have a chance to work on them at JPO when I was offered an internship there, but I took an internship at a different spot because it was when I was moving off to my PhD on the East Coast. I did listen to a couple talks during my undergrad. The lead engineer on the vision system for the Mars copter for Ingenuity had connections with Arizona State, so we gave a couple talks while I was there. I'm the guy to call when the rover gets stuck in a dish on the moon. I actually don't really work on rovers all that much. If you're curious about the research I'm working on, again, exclamation mark research, but it's effectively launching a couple balls, not disruptor balls, but other balls attached to a tether and using them to gently land things on the moon. I think it's pretty cool. When can we mine asteroids and refine the minerals? Well, this is not asteroid mining that I'm working on. Instead, it's lunar resource exploitation. Specifically water and other things like ammonia, things that are useful for rocket fuel, really. But they're all in like these deep and shadowed craters of the moon that are really hard to get to. So what I'm doing is I'm setting up, I'm getting the data that is required to set up long-term resource utilization, utilization platform so we can actually use the lunar ice. Anonymous here, thank you so much for the 15 bits, and Poop Shaka, thank you so much for the follow. Actually, there are a lot of people following. We'll talk about this more after the game because we got to talk about what's happening here. Specifically, there's a hatch block, and it's only interesting because we've started to see Protoss players, and in fact, Hero is a big proponent of this, not hatch block anymore. Because he says instead, I would rather get my oracles up. My oracles are the important thing in this game, not necessarily the adepts. Zergs in general have instead gone and they've gotten too good at defending it. But at Hero, onto the other side of the map here, looking to press Scarlett in this game, number one, see whether she, in fact, has gotten too good at defending. That one is adept finds a drone. Or it finds a ling. That's nice. But into the main base it goes as Hero looks for the scout. Maybe looks to get a little bit more, but that's not really going to happen as we do have oracles on the way. And I'm actually really curious to see what number of oracles this is Hero's going to get in this game. He's played one oracle style with a much quicker blink. You get a blink before 6 minutes. He goes 2 oracle with a little bit delayed. It's more like a 7-minute-ish blink, and you have +1 with it. You get triple oracle, and it delays it even further, but you have so much map control. And then maybe even double forge. There are so many branches of this new Hero style. And that's why it makes it so exciting for me, really. I think that is one of the biggest strengths of it. Not only is it so solidly built upon, heavily built upon RTS fundamentals, expansion, map control, denial of scouting, pressure on the map, forcing your opponent to react to you, but also it's hard to figure out what's happening. For a lot of this stuff, you just kind of have to see how much stuff gets made, and that's your tell. It's not as easy to look at tech or gas timings and say, oh, I know what's happening. It's going to be Adept Glaives, or it's going to be 2 Stargate Void Ray, something like that. What organizations do the donations get funneled to? It is, I believe, the National Abortion Fund, something like that. It is an organization that funnels money specifically into different abortion funds across the country that need it the most. So in this case, it's going to go to a lot of abortion funds in red states. Galgatine, I did not intern at GPL. I got offered to intern at GPL, but I took an offer at Lincoln Labs instead, which was pretty cool. I worked on some stuff that actually we got a paper out of, and the first author will be presenting that one in Trieste, Italy, in August. I will not be going, and he will be doing it virtually because, well. Anyways, Oracle's going to fly in the way. No, there's no spore here. Scarlett's trying to cut corners with queens, and that means 7 workers. This is so much damage here. Scarlett cannot afford to make that happen. She overextended with her queens on the left side, and now 9 workers went down. Now Scarlett's getting some spores, sure, but 3 queens. If you go 3 queens, if you go sporeless to defend the rampant aggression from Hero, you're not happy about that one whatsoever. And look at this blink timing too. It's not quite going to be 5 minutes and 40 seconds, but it certainly is going to be far before 7, as these oracles have found a lot of value, because really Hero has delayed his forge. In fact, we don't have it on the field right now. So he's trading map agency for power eventually. Yeah, I mean, technically, there is no atmosphere, Senjiu. So it does traverse through space. No. There is, as far as we can tell, there is enough water, ice, and other volatiles if you're looking in the right places. Like specifically these permanently shadowed regions. If you're looking at, say, the middle of the moon, I was gonna reference something and I could not remember the name. Valis something. Not Valis. If I could remember the name of other spots in the moon, I would. But in the middle of the moon, yeah, it's not really accessible. But in these shadowed parts where the sun does not cause it to sublimate, well, it's a little bit easier. Now here comes the army of Hero. Scarlett's +1 is not done. Now the goal of this push, or the goal of this tech from Scarlett, is to go and catch the stocks before they get too much done, and then the Lings, they kill them all off, and then Scarlett has breathing room. But that's not happening here. The Zerglings, they run forward. Half of them, they run into stasis traps. They're not going to do anything this fight. Now it is just Queens trying to make something happen here for the Queen of Blaze, but unfortunately, they share a name. They do not share the same agency. The Queens, they're starting to fall here in this game. Scarlett, she's got to tap out. Hero bops her, and game 1 goes the way of Hero. In the upper right now, in the red, she's down 1 in the series. Can she tie it up? Please, takes to game number 3. For the Rebellion, it's Scarlett. In the bottom left, up 1. He has literally not lost a series versus Zerg since February. It's Hero. Aldebaran, Salatrep, and Renz. Thanks so much for follows. Yeah, Hadley Rail Shredders. There is specifically. It was in my proposal to NASA. There's a plane, Plantar something, that has a lot of lava tubes that are really interesting for scientifically. We look at the South Pole for water ice. We look at these lava tubes for long-term human habitation because they block radiation, maybe, if we can put things in there. Well, Hatterwog, isn't that the worst thing? Cyril's not going to be at Valencia. Oh, it makes me so sad. Personal reasons, I don't know what it is, but I understand. Hey, Master Drafting, so I'll follow. But we don't get Sarah. We're not going to get 0 versus 0. There's no way. And I don't remember. I forget who qualified from the Korean qualifiers to I forget who qualified through the Korean qualifiers to Homestory Cup. I'm going to look it up right now because we're going to steal Enki's picture for a second. Did Hero qualify to Homestory Cup? I only cast the North American version, so I'm not really aware of it. I didn't see the Korean stuff, but qualifiers. Give me qualifiers, regional qualifiers through Korea. By the way, talking about qualifiers, I am so excited about the TSO quals. I really like how they do it. How they have a couple region locked qualifiers, which I mean it's an ESL event. It does make sense. And then you also have these 3 wildcard qualifiers, 1 for each major region, Korea, North America, and Europe, that are server qualifiers. So all games get played, much like an EPT Cup on NA server for the NA server qualifier and EU for the EU server qualifier, but they're open access. And I really do like that as being the best of both worlds. But okay, good. Hero did... Okay, we're going to get it, maybe. Hatterwog. Hero did qualify to Homestory Cup along with Beyond, DRG, and Solar. So that is really good news. And remember, Raynor and Cyril were invited. So we know they're all going. Now it's just a matter of whether they run into each other. Is again, Hero going for similar ideas in the game number 2, but he plays the same style almost every single game. Or, the same idea about how to approach a game of StarCraft every single game. Now, of course, it varies. Do you get 1 Oracle, 2, 3? How quickly do you get Blink? Do you get double Forge? Do you go single Forge? Do you get Charge? Probably, but a little bit later because, again, Banelings are so powerful and Hero just doesn't choose to do that, as Oracle already finding value. 3 workers go down. And that's the first one. Normally, the first one doesn't get a lot, but Scarlett seems like she's learned from her hubris in game number 1. It is going to be spores in both mineral lines, and thank goodness. I don't want to see a game. I don't want to see game 2 get ruined, but not ruined. I don't want to see game 2 decided by Oracle play before it gets to happen in earnest. But the funny thing is, wait, there's still no. Wait, Scarlett got 2 spores, but there's no spore at the third. Oh no, not again. 2 workers go down, make it 3, but Queens are gonna get the ore. No, they're not. I go and I look at this every time. No Cyril versus Cyril Valencia. This is correct, Rootfly. In fact, we never have Cyril versus Cyril because he can't play himself. But okay, +1 and Blink on the way. This is a well-timed play. Again, this is very quick Blink and +1. And we notice Hero has delayed his... No, his fourth base. His third base is actually still on time. There is an open bracket at Valencia Melody, but Cyril is not attending. He has announced that due to personal reasons, he will not be traveling for Valencia. There's a massive open bracket, 64 players, and you have to lose 3 series to get out. It's actually kind of cool. So for each group stage, so there's group stage 1, 2, and 3. If you get top 2 in your group, you move on. If you get bottom 2 in your group, instead you get knocked down to a knockout bracket where you have another chance. Oh yeah, that's a problem, Serenity Welling. But luckily, actually, so it's Hero and Beyond and DRG that are in the GSL. I mean, I do know Hero is going to Valencia, or at least he's signed up for the open qualifiers at Valencia. But anyway, where was I going with this? Anyway, Stalker's going to fire their way onto the other side of the map. They're going to try to deny this 4th base of Scarlett. Scarlett, again, going for that +1 idea. And this time, no, I think Blink's still going to complete earlier. And Hero is greedy as hell in this game. It's double Forge and everything else. He only got 6 workers this time, not 10, but even still, he thinks that's going to be enough. And look at that. He's expanding towards the Zerg, playing this much like a Terran would. We've talked about how much this is reminiscent of TVZ. A little bit different, of course, but same idea, heavy tempo. But I don't think I've necessarily seen Hero go. Good, nice trigger there on the stasis trap of Scarlett, only sacrificing about 6 links for it. Her +1 is now done. So the goal now, second stasis trap is going to cause a problem, but she's going to look to try to knock down every single Stalker that exists on the map right now and force Hero back. In fact, look at this. She's going to find the 4th base. So now Hero's got to make a decision. Does he try to go kill Scarlett's 4th trade 1-for-1, or does he go back and defend? In fact, it looks like he's going to do he's going to go try to defend, but it's going to be too damn late. +1 Lings. They got a lot to say about this one. Oracle's doing what they can, but Scarlett, she gets the 4th base, and she's going to be able to mostly get on that. Remember, Lings they're pretty cheap. Problem, though, Scarlett, because she pulled her queens forward, she is massively larva starved, sitting at almost 1,000 minerals and 1,000 gas at this point, because she has needed those queens to defend. She's not been able to inject with them as well as she would have liked, even as she is on 8 queens. So, yes, there are 6 overlords on the way, because Scarlett did find herself supply blocked. But now we're going to have to see what... Okay, here's the question. Do the Lings find what they need? There's a bit of a surround, but the Stalkers, they blink backwards. Shield battery is nice. No overcharge available just yet, because, of course, the Nexus is not ready. But this pushing position of Hero, it makes the map look really strong for Protoss and for Terran when we start to see TVZ on this map as well. You're going to take this base, and here we go. The Stalkers, they just kill it off. Scarlett, luckily, she does have a 5th base ready and waiting. Okay, again, Lings are going to try to find their way on forward. Scarlett, she's up 30 army supply, but I don't know where a lot of it is. It looks like a lot of it's in production because, again, Scarlett, she still has that big bank. And it means she can't do all that much. It feels like she's the gas for an infestation pit. And, Infestors would be a fantastic option for this. You just can't blink back. But, again, the Zerglings continue to run on forward. But this is the point of the Oracles. This is why you play on the edge of creep. This is why Scarlett is fighting so damn hard to keep the creep as close to Hero's base as possible. Because Hero just wants to sit on the edge of that, blink backwards, find his way into structures on the map that allow him to dominate where he is. And take these fights where the Zerglings can't really engage. So by Scarlett, by pushing this forward, she makes Hero have to take the fight, because if he backs up too far, he's going to be at his 4th base, and then Scarlett can look to break that one. So from a positioning perspective, this is really nice from Scarlett. Heroes, the Biles, they do not land, but Scarlett, she's going to try to find her way into the natural. And this has actually been the true evolution of Hero in this, just in his win streak. Because for a while, he was losing to a lot of Zergs because he just always kept the door open. But now he's learned that Protoss, in fact, do have a door. It's called Zealots. So that's not going to happen. But Lings, on the surround here. This is fantastic from Scarlet Biles, though. We got to see them. The Stalkers, they're not blinking backwards just yet. More and more Zealots are joining the fray. We don't have a Bailing Nest just yet. Hero identifying that, but he gets a couple, she gets a couple Oracles as well. Fantastic move from Scarlet. But it's still only a 4-base Zerg against a 4-base Protoss. Hero is mining a lot more. Well, not mining a lot more, but he's mining roughly equivalently. Scarlett does not have that massive economy she may be looking for, but this position from Hero, just a little bit scary. +2 melee is now done. Stalkers again, they got to run on back by taking advantage of the positioning on this map. As Zealots on the left side looking to knock down the 5th base of Scarlett. Here comes Hero once again on the right side, going to delay. I don't even think Scarlett tried to take that base. She thought about it, but did not happen. As Stalkers, they're going to blank on top of the Ravagers now. They say there's nothing, Lings, nothing to buffer here. We're not afraid anymore, but they got to back up. Miles are there. Scarlett loses the 4th base on the other side. She's losing Queens as well. And Hero, he's found a supply lead here. He's blinking his way into the 4th base as well. Scarlett, she just lost everything. She has a bank, but she has no damn way to spend it. This is such a problem now for Scarlett. Hero, he's winning fights everywhere on the map, and it does not matter how good the economy is. Does not matter how many bait. Well, kind of matters how many bases Scarlett has because you need larva for it. But Hero, he absolutely bops Scarlett 2-0. He moves on to the next round.